scouting report on the Trojans?
Well, they look a lot like us. It looks like they're trying to catch their stride, and I think they had some fumbles early early in the year, and they've had some personnel turnover, and it seems like part of their difficulties and consistency. This isn't necessarily like us, but they're starting pitching. They're trying to find the right combination of guys, and they've been alternating some guys, and like Hart, for instance, had a big freshman year, and doesn't seem to be, at least to this point, it hadn't been going so good. And so, their offensive numbers are good. Their pitching numbers are a little inflated from Coach Hubbs' typical staffs. He usually does a really nice job with his pitching staff, they're about 500, and they're ahead of us in the conference. So. As I've said many, many times, there's not any series that we're willing to look past or think that it's going to be easy, and whether it's here or down there in LA, it's still USC, a very rich, tradition-rich program.
You said last week was a big series. I assume that if you keep winning, each series gets bigger and becomes more important.
We would embrace that. I hope so. It's kind of why you do this. You coach and you play, or you go to whatever institution you're going to, is you hope that you kind of keep your head down, you try to win some series, and then you hope late in May you look up and you're in the conference race, and I think a set of circumstances have happened with us being able to win 2 out of 3 against Cal, who, no disrespect to Utah, the 2 that were at the top of the conference, knocking them down a little bit and doing our job. Put it more up in the air than ever, and the team that, I continue to say, the team that looks like, at least on paper, that they might be the strongest team might be the Beavers, but they had that misfortune of Cal sweeping them at their place, so they're trying to fill that hole up, including tonight against Washington State. So
you noticed a little more kicking this guy's step after getting 2 from Cal as the week's gone on? Is there any different mindset or emotion from them?
Oh, yeah, I think we all felt good about that. I didn't think last night was a real inspired effort. I mean, is that because we traveled all the way up there and, it was standing in the rain, and no disrespect to Portland, but it's not a conference series, and I don't know. It wasn't an inspired effort in my mind. They walked 11 of our guys, and we scored the drag bunt base hit and a walk. So I was happy with our pitching last night. We did the Johnny Allstaff 1 inning, and we walk a guy on a pitch that might have been at least we thought it might have been a strike, and the umpire didn't, unfortunately, and we walked a guy on a 3-2 changeup. But I was proud that the guys were able to throw strikes. So that was a tough conditions to hit in, play in, pitch in, and all the above.
Coach, back to that Cal series, the last 2 games you guys were able to get going on the scoreboard. What was the difference in those 2 games? Because obviously you guys hadn't been hitting super well earlier in the season.
I asked the guys that because we'd thrown out a smorgasbord of suggestions of what we needed to turn around: mindset, confidence, toughness, discipline, all the things that coaches tend to do and players tend to do when you're not playing well. And because we were able to turn it around, I point blank asked them. That's kind of what we do. As a coach, in the mental game, the peak performance mental game, you want to be aware of things that when you're going sideways. What do we need to fix? What do we need to get back in the right mindset of confidence? What do we need to be Kobe Bryant or Steph Curry? And then so you fix a lot of things. But also when you're going well, you're pitching well, you're hitting well, you're fielding well, you're playing well. There needs to be that awareness of like you said, your question's spot on. What was different? And really the only thing the guys could come up with that was different is they decided to have fun with the challenges of the game. And they felt like they got to the next pitch. That's an analogy we use, whether it's good or bad, trying to play the next pitch with a positive, present attitude, the 3 Ps going back to when we first started this mission. So that's the 2 things they hung their hat on. When you're playing, the scoreboard's rewarding you, it's easier to have a positive mental outlook, you know, and so the tough team, when things are not going so well, can take that mentality to whatever the effort is. Kobe missed his first 5 shots, I think. He missed a lot of shots, right? But what is everybody talking about? He got 60 points. So I think forever we'll remember Kobe got 60, not that he missed his first 5 shots.
Did your veterans learn something from that last year? Because last year you didn't really let, and it felt like it's sustained for a while, and nobody was having a whole lot of fun. Did you sense any sort of lessons learned from that, and veterans helping you remind guys to have a good time?
Yeah, probably the experience of, you know, what they went through last year, and you know, something I shared with you guys, the fact that the month of April and May, our record's been pretty good. The month of March, our record, I should probably go on vacation next March if I'm still coaching here. If they were really smart, Rob, they wouldn't go through the crud in March. The veterans wouldn't allow that. But it's baseball, you know. It's like saying, you know, whoever's going to win it's the Giants' year. So the last time the Giants won the World Series, I think everybody kind of called them dead in the first half of the season. Is that right? My memory serves me well. And they came back and won the World Series the last time they won the World Series. So that's the kind of sport baseball is. It's 56 games plus. And to assume that you're just going to mow through everybody and be the Golden State Warriors and going back to them and win 73 games, or in our case it would be 45 games or 46 games and lose 9. My math's way off. 47 games, whatever the math is there, because we got 1 rainout or 3 rainouts. So
You were coaching last night, not watching basketball, right?
when we got on the bus, we were all watching the basketball game, like you were and everybody else was. So we were standing in a lot of rain last night too.
Were you watching the game on your phones or what?
Oh no. I got plenty to do to pretend like I'm coaching in the dugout when we play. No.
Shuffle the rotation this weekend?
Yeah, that's it has nothing to do with cold getting roughed up. It's kind of a thing that we've kind of been pointing towards for a while for specific reasons. Matt Crook is more of a guy that pitches his game regardless of what the strengths and weaknesses are of the hitter. Cole can pitch to a scouting report a little better. Cole typically gets us deeper into the game, and you like that on Saturday. So let's say we use a lot of bullpen guys Friday, which you don't want to do. If you use a lot of bullpen guys on Friday in our conference, you're probably not going to win unless it's an extra inning game. So anyway, maybe to bridge and have a little rest for the most quality that we have in the bullpen.
Because P will probably still be working his way back.
Yeah, he's going to be on not as much of a restricted pitch count, but we'll still watch him closely. We don't want to have him have a setback.
Nogo's been pitching pretty well the last few outings too. He strikes out the side of the ninth to end the series against Cal. Is it the pitches you're calling for him, the situation, or is he just throwing good stuff right now?
Well, it's probably the least important thing is the pitches I call for him. I'd like to tell you that's really critical, especially when a guy's pitching well. But he's got 3 pitches that are as good as it gets. His change has really developed. So, and the thing I'm most proud about Nogo is he's always had electric stuff, but he's always, up until this year, he's been that inevitable, I'm going to walk a guy or 2 an inning like some relievers do, and he has pounded the strike zone. So to bring his stuff, 94 to 96, a good change, a good slider, being able to locate and not give away free bases when you hand him the ball, which we would have done last night for a save opportunity, you feel really good about that. He is not self-destructed as much as maybe in the past, and he's one of the elite. I think he deserves to be on the closer watch list, and he's one of the elite guys in the country, in my opinion.
Thanks, Coach.
All right,
Thank you.
George. Guys.